The obsessive compulsive gamer, the O.C.G, and I'm here playing Lords of the Fallen, doing one more playthrough since they basically. Oh, come on, I go. Ages pass, distorting self-delusion into faith, with they so desperately seek. In a conflict between the divine, are mortals mere pawns? Whether the flesh of gods or death itself, for she must feed. Make sure I'm live.
Glorious, forgive me. And steer this weapon of deliverance to a worthier servant than I.
Possessed the metal for this, Crusader. You failed.
Alright, it's going, man. Yeah. The Orion Preacher, basically. No, fuck your ad for PlayStation Plus.
Lo, the latest receiver of his grace.
Alright, okay, you gotta get up right now. Oh, my legs are killing me.
Great potential dwells within you, doubtless, for you to be chosen thusly. And so does Aureus' wisdom guide my hand in the bestowment of this subsequent boon. Your flesh has been made sacrosanct with the mark of the Dark Crusaders. Prove yourself worthy of this gift. Seek me in the bowels of the bridge. Our work is of the greatest import.
I decided to do a full replay of this since they already finished it. And you did the last major patch. Also, I'm working on a top 10 game of the year for 2023. And this is going to be on the list. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I know it's May of 2024, but I promised myself I was going to finish it, so I'm going to. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I still think I have enough interesting things to say that it will be worth it. Yeah. Well, for one, you can rebind the controls now. Although that actually wasn't 1.5, that happened a while back. Still a nice feature, though. Although I gotta turn the camera speed up a little bit. And, you know, one of the major things is they've, across the board, optimized the game. It is a night and day frame rate wise, at least on console. I can't speak for PC. But it can generally hold 60 FPS now in most situations. I really like Mortal Shell. You have to give it some time though, and make sure to switch shells, because the weapons you start out with aren't very great. But you know, it's not for everybody. And I'm the first person to admit that it has its problems. But at the same time, it's also the first game from a very tiny dev studio with a small budget. So I'm willing to forgive more of the faults, considering they had never made a game before, and they were making it on a shoestring budget. Yeah. Well, you can alter that as well. Yeah, although I will not be wearing this armor for very long. The good thing about being a paladin is that you do not have to keep the light armor on for very long. I'm pretty much gonna swap out my armor the second I get out of the hub, get to the hub. With Radiance. Also, another reason why I would suggest that you go back to this is because the best areas of this game don't come in until later. Same with the bosses. Some of the coolest areas in this game don't come into play until you're over halfway through. Oh yeah, that's a great boss. The Abandoned Progeny, I think it's called. But like I was saying, there's this really cool area that comes in about halfway through. Actually, shortly after you get out of that city, by the way. It's called Fiefdom of the Chill Curse. It's like this whole snowy area. It's fucking awesome. Because you're going through these like creepy snowy woods. It's more open. And half the city was drowned. So you're going, walking on the lake when you're going to the Spectral Realm. And you're figuring out the backstory of this guy. This really tragic backstory, in classic Dark Souls fashion. And it ends in this boss fight that is fucking awesome. Yeah. Like, basically, this guy sacrificed his entire soul, his life, okay, to reanimate this girl that he loved. This little girl that he loved. And her, like, creepy fucking spirit is haunting the whole snowy area. It's why it's all, like, frozen. And the rest of the game world wasn't like that, because what he did was different. He dipped into some weird forbidden magic they don't fully explain. So when you're fighting him, you're really fighting her. And it's like you're fighting this little girl in between waves of enemies, and you're like maneuvering through waves of cold that he's casting to kill you, and it sounds like it would be annoying, but it's actually really fucking cool, because it's almost like your back is against the wall, and you're trying to maneuver through sheets of ice, and keep the enemies away from you. It's like you're trying to hold your ground. I can't explain it, but in another game it would be annoying, but in this game it actually is really cool, and it's not the type of boss fight that you would see in these games normally. And there's some other really cool stuff that pops up as well. This game has a really big focus, as I'm sure you've noticed, on the religious stuff. this whole game is almost like a twisted nightmare version of Catholicism. Well, in the last third of the game, you go onto the home ground of the religion, like the abbeys and the monks, and it's some of the best parts of the game. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, they would not have been easy. And on top of that, this was one of the very first games to ever be made on Unreal 5. They started working on this game before Unreal 5 was even finished. Like, publicly released. So, part of the game's technical issues is the fact that they were trying to figure out how it worked. They didn't have a manual to use, you know what I'm saying? Nobody else besides Epic had ever worked with Unreal 5. And then the whole Umbral world, yes, that's fair. But at the same time, you also can replenish your health when you get that chip damage.
Give me that ramp.
Yeah, you pretty much have to die here. Even if by some miracle you kill this fucker, you're actually hurting yourself because you can't do his questline later. So, like, it is to your advantage to die here. Even if you could beat him, you're closing down the questline. So I always just let him kill me. So yeah, like I said, like, I'm not excusing the game having technical issues at launch. You know? It definitely did. But I'm saying they get more of a pass for it, in my opinion, because they were literally, using an engine that nobody had used before, a very demanding engine, and the setup they were trying to do with the Umbral world is really tricky. They're basically having to load 2 environments at any given moment. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Good point. Yeah, exactly. I love FromSoft. Well, I mean, you know I love FromSoft. But, you know, I just... they optimize for shit. Yeah.
I always wondered if there were others. You're probably thinking that lamp's just a tool to be used as you see fit. Take it lightly, and you'll find it's the other way around.
I don't think it's ego.
Mark my words.
I think it's that they don't care about the technical aspect of it. To them, they think that it shouldn't matter if the game is good. And while I understand where they're coming from, it does matter. Especially frame rate. I could literally forgive any other graphical problem. I mean, none of the FromSoft games have ever been graphically demanding or graphically impressive.
I don't know who you are.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I don't care. But since it seems Adir has you marked, making you a bigger threat to the Rogar serves us both. I've defied the wills of gods and kings. If you know any kind of freedom, you'll do the same.
Yeah, no, that is fair. Yeah, no, I cannot argue with that at all. Their PC ports are fucking atrocious. You know, at this point, I would just hand it off their PC ports to some other company. You know what I mean? Just outsource that shit. And that's also one of the reasons, man, why I think the Demon Souls remake was so fucking good, was because they took the design, the lore, the atmosphere, the gameplay of a FromSoft game that they were so known for, and they combined that with Bluepoint, who really have the technical know-how to make a game look good and run good. Yeah, I think they did. I think that was a mistake. Hopefully one of these days they'll get around to bringing it to a PC, just so more people can play it. Like, see what I mean? Like, you can seamlessly switch into range. And magic. Like, to me, that fluidity is something that none of the Souls games magic has ever came close to getting. And why I typically avoid magic builds in those games. Yeah, exactly, that's what I'm saying. And to me, trying to constantly switch spells in the middle of a battle really fucks with me and throws me out of a rhythm. Not a big deal. That's the part. One of the things that sucks about making the paladin at first is your armor's so weak you take very little damage, but it's not a problem. Like I said, as soon as I get to the hub, I will immediately. The first thing I do is switch out my thing for regular armor. Probably, honestly, I have to imagine that blunt weapons would probably hurt a hell of a lot more than sharp weapons. Yeah. Ah, damn it. But you see what I mean? Like, I can literally, in the middle of a battle, be fighting over here and then immediately flick out my ranged magic and hit the guy up head and then go back to melee. It even applies to archery, because in this game, that you actually have actual good aiming with like an arc that shows, you know, where you're going to shoot your arrow. Whereas, you know, in the Souls games, you go into this ass first-person view, and yeah, you can cancel. Yeah, exactly. Although that, you know, in all fairness, that's been a staple of Team Ninja's games for ages. Even in Ninja Gaiden, you can cancel just about anything into something else. You're not really stuck into long attack animations in those games. Yeah, if you play Ninja Gaiden, you can also interrupt, you know, your animations with another one. Just about any time in a Ninja Gaiden when you're attacking, you can stop and roll out of the way. Even during your ultimate attacks, you can stop and roll. They don't really lock you into big animations when it comes to stuff like that. And I haven't played Rise of the Ronin, but it seems like that's the case in Rise of the Ronin as well. They don't lock you into the animations. You can cancel them, which is always good. Yeah. And from what I've heard, that game also connects to Ninja Gaiden. So they've kind of like been quietly making their own fucking Team Ninja connected universe. Which, I mean, I'm all for it. And not only can you properly aim in this game, like you actually have an arc that shows you where your arrow's gonna go, you can have multiple types of ammunition, Majin, that are hotkeyed. So, you know, like in Souls-like games, you'd have to go and switch out your ammo type. You could have like 4 ammo types hotkeyed to a bow in this game and switch them instantly. So, like, you could go entirely range in this game, and that is a viable build. That is not a viable build in just about any other fucking Souls game. Yeah, that's what I mean. They're not very viable. But in Lords of the Fallen, you can literally play entirely melee. I also love the fact that you never have to keep track of ammunition in this game. You have universal ammo replenishers. You know, the ammo satchels. Doesn't matter what weapon you're using. Doesn't matter what thing. This is what refills your ammo. So you don't have to keep track of 15 different types of fucking ammo. You still have to watch how much, yeah. I mean, you can ask me now, I'll tell you. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. You do have to look. I agree. I don't think they fixed that. That does kind of suck. I get what you mean.
You carry the lamp long enough, and you'll see history repeat, over and over. If you don't want to keep retreading the same ground yourself should you fall, make use of this. I've given you more humble guidance than I ever had. From now on, find your own way, and stay out of mine.
And also, people are so fucking dumb, dude, that it gets on my nerves. Right? Because people, rightfully so, criticize this game for running badly on console. And on PC too, but also on console. And they have pretty much got it locked down to 60, but they had to reduce some settings to get that to happen. Like, in some areas, they got rid of some extra drapery and stuff like that that was resource intensive. And I remember people getting, like, super mad about that. And like, really? I'm like, you're bitching. You bitched about the game not running well. So they lowered some settings to get the game to run well. And now you're pissed about that. And it's nothing major, okay? I'll show you an example when I get to the hub of what I'm talking about. It's nothing that's like, oh my god, this looks so bad. Or it's a different game now. Like, they made smart cuts in smart places. Like, an extra drapery, you know, that would bellow and take up a lot of resources. Yes, yeah, it is, I agree. And I like the boss fight at the end of it. Like the Headless Horseman guy that jumps on off the horse. I really enjoyed that fight. Now that I got all the items, I'm going to go back and rest before I face Pieta. And honestly, most people would not even notice the cuts they made. Like, you know what I'm saying? They made smart cuts. And if that's what it takes to get the game running at a solid frame rate, it's worth it. In my opinion. Now, hold on one second. I'm going to open photo mode. I'm going to make my drink. Well, I thought I was. Yeah. Hold on one second. Yeah, I gotta get my cup. I'll be right back. Oh, and like I said, this game is very demanding. Besides being on Unreal 5, they're basically having to load 2 areas at any given time, at the same time, to switch between them instantly. Especially because you'll notice that things from the spirit world can affect you. Enemies can grab you into the spirit world when you're using the lamp and shit. So even if they can't just, oh well, we're loading in the one world, then we're switching to the next and loading it in. They have to, because the world touches you, they have to make it so that they're loading in parts of it at any given moment. So they're loading in 2 graphically intense regions at the same time on Unreal 5. It's more intensive than people think. I'm just making my drink. Electrolytes. Fucking idiocracy, man. Every day that movie becomes more of a reality. And you know what sucks? That movie it's basically a box office failure because Fox fucking killed it. They were so sure that the movie wouldn't do well that they didn't even want to release the movie. Yeah, they were so sure that Idiocracy wouldn't do well, they didn't even want to release the movie, but they were contractually obligated to release it because they signed a contract with Mike Judge. So they basically only put not Alone in the Dark. They basically only put Idiocracy in like 12 movie theaters, basically guaranteeing that it would be a box office flop. And it's a shame because that movie is so beloved now, and so many people love Idiocracy and talk about Idiocracy, that if they had actually given it a proper chance to be in theaters, it might have actually done well. But instead, ironically, they were so afraid that the movie was going to bomb that they basically fucking guaranteed it would.
O holy Aureus, by your radiance grant me the strength to continue to endure these dark days, to lay bare the path to salvation for my wayward brothers and sisters, so we may walk it together and to strike down all those who would see our will defied.
If I could have played the Dreamcast version, I would. You know,
continued, I honored my pledge of
I streamed the PlayStation version, so that's basically what I could.
And yet you now appear before me, a stranger, bearing what was not yours to receive. A betrayal made flesh.
And one I cannot brook.
One I cannot brook.
Yeah. Well, I would say she becomes regular person size. I can see that. Yeah. I play this game a lot, man. What? That's kind of weird. Why is she not dying? Why is she not going to her second phase? What the fuck? Probably,
A poor substitute indeed.
Okay, well, hopefully that's not gonna happen again. I was doing so good too, man. I was whooping her ass. All the times for it to happen. Okay, now she's going to her Super Saiyan form. Oh, fuck, I forgot that actually could hurt you. Right, pretty much. She's like, oh, hey, did you kill me? I'm alive again. I also think it's funny because she's like, she's thankful that you killed her. She's like, man, you killed me. She's like, that was awesome. She's like, thank you. Although I'm pretty sure what happened was that she got, like, fucked up with the sickness that's going on to the other people, the other bosses you face. And by you killing her and giving her the chance to regenerate, you helped her come out of that. So it's like you actually, legitimately, you beating her ass saved her. She's like, fuck it, I'm a crowd surf. Doc.
Brothers and sisters, you honor us and all who came before you with your sacrifices. While I wish they were unnecessary, my wishes will not ease your suffering, but I pray my sorcery does.
And I'm about to give you a pro tip. If you decide to go paladin or fuck with holy magic, as soon as you beat Pietà, run up the stairs. And you can immediately get a really good healing spell for the paladin, Sanctify. Like, you can use the Sanctify through the entire fucking game. So, having a super great healing spell really, really early on is another reason why Paladin rocks. It casts a healing circle around you, and as long as you stay in the circle you heal, you can refill your entire health bar. So when you get like high enough mana, you can go long stretches of time without having to swallow the flask. Without having to use the flask. Alright, man. Now I can show you exactly what I mean when I say people were bitching about the graphics that Comrades they made. Alright, you ready? They got rid of the drapery and the carpet. It's not even the same game anymore.
I had no doubt in my assessment of you as one worthy of the monumental task which lies before us, Crusader. My name is Dunmire, and I am an exactor of the Dark Crusaders, the holy order of which you are now an honored member. The Church of Orien Radiance has assigned to me the duty of purging Mornstead of its Rogar blight, and ensuring the ancient tyrant Adir knows no liberation from his enduring imprisonment. While the schism between the Church and Judge Cleric is of long standing, she and her hallowed sentinels, now perverted, did at least construct Mornstead's radiant beacons, which have prevented Adir's return for centuries. But now, you stand corrupted and on the verge of collapse. It is to these 5 beacons you must turn your eye. Use the umbral lamp to cleanse them of Adir's destructive influence, and deliver salvation to a world on the brink of perdition. Rogar and Hallowed Sentinel alike will offer you no quarter, so remember, though Aureus' mercy is without limit, yours should not be.
And so, first thing we're gonna do,
a higher purpose, Crusader.
we're gonna buy a second Orion Preacher Hammer. Then we're gonna buy Radiant Weapon, which allows you to buff your weapon with holy magic.
To strive in darkness, in light we walk.
But yeah, okay, so they basically got rid of the carpet and the drapes, and in exchange the hub is now running at a fucking rock solid 60. In my opinion, that's a worthwhile sacrifice.
So the Exactors found himself a new instrument, as Exactors are wont to do. And given that lamp was intended for me should his paladin fall, and yet now here you are, lamp bearer. Well, it seems I was right to doubt the value of a Dark Crusader's word. I'm Stoneman, captain of the Fidelis, a group of good men and women who've made a stand against the madness which has possessed the rest of the Hallowed Sentinels. We made a vow to restore our order to its former glory, whatever the cost to ourselves. And by Judge Cleric's grace, we'll honor that vow. That heretical umbral lamp and the Dark Crusaders are necessary evils in these dire times, as are you, it would seem. Perhaps our aims will align further. Or perhaps not.
In Radiance, judgment.
Then we're gonna buy the Hollow Knight armor. Hey, well, except for the helm from him, which will allow us to switch into good armor that's not gonna give us shit defense. And then if we equip the second hammer, we will be just under the weight threshold of Bat Rollin'. And the dual maces are fucking mean. Especially now that we can buff them with holy.
By Aureus' divine will, I live again. It's a miracle. And to think I raised my sword to you, when all along you were a divine instrument sent by him to deliver my death and rebirth and bring clarity. Forgive me, Lampbearer. I'm Pietà of the Hallowed Sentinels. And as Aureus sustains me, so too will I sustain you. Whether by making manifest your potential or through my healing blood contained within the sanguinarics you carry. Should you find any saintly quintessences, bring them to me, and they can bolster the power of my blood further still. The beacons must be cleansed, the Hallowed Sentinels restored, and Adir's malignancy eradicated. Through whatever is to come, fellow chosen of Aureus, we stand together in service of him.
Our holy work continues, Lampbearer.
Fellow sanctified vessel, may Aureus' divine radiance flow through me and into you.
And one of the things they added in the patch was item chest to unclog your inventory, which I'm very thankful for. Oh yeah, I forgot I have a ring. Increase my stamina.
Look at you, a Dark Crusader, a lamp bearer, and a revenant to boot. Aren't you the multifaceted one? Well, We Fidelis aren't as fortunate. We tend to stay dead when we die, and Aureus knows enough of us have done just that. Anyway, like Nathaniel says, you keep looking back, you don't see the blade coming at your front. We set ourselves a task, and we have to finish it. Best watch your step out there. Mornstead is a land awash in blood, both deserved and undeserved alike. Best watch your step out. Mornstead is a land...
That lamp you've got there is heresy, stranger. But then, seems it's getting harder to tell what is and what ain't nowadays. Ah, strange times. But in the end, there's right and there's wrong. And that never changes. And I hope for both our sakes you know the difference. But if in doubt, you heed the captain. He's never steered me wrong, much as he might think otherwise. But if in doubt, much as he might think.
What, man?
Ah, that's it, isn't it? Oh, the Lamp of Immortality. And the genuine article.
Oh, do they?
Not
That's
a
great.
useless, empty vessel like the one I saw that witless fool bumbling around with. I've learned a little since coming to Mornstead about that lamp and the awful mission to which it's attached. I hope you recognize that frightful burden for
Well, I
what it
mean, the
is.
Dreamcast was a lot more powerful than the
What's been done to
PS1.
you is downright cruel. Of course, some people are born into roles of tremendous responsibility. My name is Andreas of Ebb, esteemed scion of nobility, but far more than that, descendant of the great ruler Antanas himself, as proven by my family's book of lineage, for one. That's right. Through my veins flows the blood of the legendary hero who defied Adir and the Rogar and saved the whole world, only to be betrayed and murdered by a common criminal. So you'll understand a man of my pedigree cannot simply stand idle, while an unfortunate victim such as yourself remains shackled to such a grim fate. Give me the lamp, and let me shoulder your burden, friend. What say you? No? It saddens me to see you bring such agony down upon your own head. I hope you see sense and reconsider. My offer stands as long as necessary. After all, what man of breeding would turn away from one so clearly in need?
Yeah, sure, that's what it is. He wants to help me. He's basically the fucking Patches of this game.
Careful! If you're headed for Pilgrim's Perch, friend, the hallowed sentinels don't welcome everyone. Not even a faithful pilgrim who's crossed countless miles of land and sea to join them. All I wanted was to serve the divine Judge Cleric, but they deemed me unworthy and chased me off. What's a poor, rejected disciple to do now, I ask you? I gave away most of what little I owned before I left Perdam. But if you've got some traveling of your own to do, then here, take this. I know it doesn't look like much, but it's been a dependable companion to me. It's a harsh wind that blows in Mornstead, but a tree that doesn't bend breaks, I suppose.
Surprise, motherfucker!
most blessed representatives of the Holy Judge Cleric. My soul soars to see...
Hold your tongue, pilgrim. And on your feet. You are on sacred ground, and we are yet to see whether you are deserving of that honor.
I assure you, I have dedicated my life to the teachings of Judge Cleric. My faith in her and her divine works is boundless.
Pray it is, for our Immaculate Lady's light will lay bare the truth, and in radiance there is judgment.
The bigger the eye gets, the worse it gets. If you get to the last rank, you're fucked. You know the Grim Reapers? One of those shows up that's red, and it's basically invincible, chases you, sucks your health while it chases you, and you cannot use your flask while it's nearby. You do. Oh, shit. Yep, I got the... Oh, fuck. Shit. 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 God. Awesome. Like, yeah, you basically got to see. Although it didn't give me proper warning. Normally you're supposed to see 3 eyes in the margins. Yeah. The build-up music does make things considerably creepier. I'm just running back where I was. Fuck that. Yeah, it's great. It's like it's a flight game, but set in an alternate version of history, and very story focused. And it was an exclusive for the original Xbox. So if you like flight games, then you should definitely try it out. It's very unique. I'm right there, and it doesn't really matter. Fuck. I will kill those fuckers. Open the menu. I think they made it so that like it opens up a hotkey command in the Dreamcast version because Dreamcast has fewer buttons than PS1. Yeah, which honestly is a pretty nifty way to get around the limitations of the Dreamcast having way less buttons.
Diviner dear, witness this offering I make to you.
I refuse to accept that requires forsaking the woman I love. Sophicia only makes me a better man, a better king. And Mondstadt will be all the stronger with her at my side.
No, it wasn't. At all. At all. It was once again made by a team that had never made a Souls-like. It was made by a team that had never made a Souls-like. A team that had never made another game on a small budget, and it was the first fucking Souls-like. Okay? So no, I don't think it was that bad at all. It wasn't, oh my god, fucking amazing. But like I said, for an indie game on a small budget that had never made another game when Souls-likes were not a thing, they did a pretty good job. And it directly connects into this. You know the Iron Wayfarer? The guy you talked to in the beginning of the game? That's the protagonist of the first game. Harkonnen.
The cleric's welcome comes behind the edge of a sentinel's blade. More often than not in this place. Makes me curious how you're still breathing.
Yeah.
I suppose dangling the promise of salvation from one hand and the threat of death from the other keeps a pilgrim obedient. No, on second look, you're not just another deluded lamb, are you? You know, not long ago, I saw a Dark Crusader carrying that same lamp. Now it's in your hands. Again, curious. I know they'd see you rejuvenate those obscene monuments preventing a deer's return. Don't. That's a threat. But also advice. A deer rewards the faithful. There's salvation here if you want it. But you won't find it in the light of the sun or that lamp.
And, you know, for the record, they quickly, the team that did Lords of the Fall in the first one, quickly learned their lesson and made infinitely better games going forward. Okay? They followed that up with the Surge, which was great. And then they followed that up with the Surge 2, which was fucking excellent. And then they did Atlas Fallen, which I haven't played, but from what I've seen also looks really cool. So, you know, they were able to grow and become better developers in time. Like, you know, people are always like, man, I can't believe they shut down this studio after one game didn't do well. Well, none of you seem to want to give any other studio a fucking chance. They come down so hard on these games, and it's like it's their first fucking game. Give them a break. Especially if it's an indie studio that doesn't have that kind of huge fucking backing, man. You know, when they did Lords of the Fallen 1, we didn't even have the term Souls-like. Okay? And it was 2014. And what's kind of a twist of fate, Lords of the Fallen 1 was one of the first games to be on Unreal 4. And the same way this is one of the first games made on Unreal 5. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Oh, Penitent 1. Damn it. Yeah. So, you know, like, give them a fucking break. And like I said, they went on to do much bigger and better things. I would say, like, the Surge 2 is one of the best Souls-likes out there. I fucking love the Surge 2. Plus, like I said, they were a first-time dev, and they were using Unreal Engine 4 when Unreal Engine 4 was new, so they were trying to figure out the fucking engine as well. You know, and it kind of upsets me because they're like, I will see these people say, man, why do they always go for photorealism in these games? They always spend so much money on graphics. Well, because the second they come out with a game that doesn't have great graphics, you fucking crucify them. Oh man, this doesn't look like a real last-gen game. Or next-gen game, like... I thought you said graphics didn't matter, bro! And in some of the games that they attack like that are just blatantly, it's not even true, they look great. Right? Are you a fucking priest or a banshee? She's doing her best Bruce Lee impression over here. Yeah, she does. That's kind of how this game rolls. It's like holy power that was corrupted from within. So it's like dark holy power. I absolutely love the aesthetics of this area. You come out on this cliff, and you know it's all rainy and billowing over the cliff. You hear the thunder crashing. Something about this, I just really like the aesthetic of this area. God, these guys annoy the piss out of me. Damn it, fucking collision. Pro speed wind strat! Motherfucking son of a whore. Oh well. Alright there. Plus, I open up the shortcut, so... Yeah, those helmet guys, I fucking hate them. They are one of my... least favorite fucking... mobs in this game. specifically because of the fucking headbang attack. Because it does so much damage, and they're so resistant to fucking stagger.
This is Sparta! Zeus! Ares! Athena! I bring the destruction of Olympus!
I mean, he wasn't lying either. He did. He brought it. Too bad he also killed like everything else in the Greek, universe. And you know, it kind of gets on my nerves. One thing I definitely kind of catch flack for is Alex really likes God of War, but he likes the old God of War, and he thinks the new God of War sucks. And it's not a true God of War game, and I really disagree with that. In particular, God of War Ragnarok is my favorite God of War game, period. Which also I've seen so many people saying that they preferred God of War 2018 to Ragnarok, and I just wildly disagree. Graphically, gameplay, story. Quest structure. Weapons. There is like not like a single part of God of War 2018 that I like better than Ragnarok.
Another lamp bearer. Aye. So it goes.
Fuck, dude.
Should you end up one of the few to earn a vestige?
And this is really hot take. I like the Atreus section in Ragnarok.
And until I'm in the ground myself.
The hallowed sentinels and Rogar will both show you horror enough, but nothing like what that lamp brings into view. And remember, you look into the shadows. Might be the shadows look back. Mind yourself, lamp bearer.
Yeah, exactly. He really, really grows in God of War Ragnarok.
You're on a treacherous path. Forever's never as long as you think. Mind your you're on it.
Oh, fuck yeah. And you get a great set of armor from coming up here. It's like an antique, older version of the Hollow Sentinel armor that I way prefer, 'cause it's got like a cape. Ah, fuck, went the wrong way. I also love the fact you can dye your clothes in this game. I really wish they would do that in any of the Souls games. Let you switch the color of your clothes. That's just like such a great feature to me. And I got my hopes up that you could do that in Elden Ring when I got the Tailor set, and it's like, oh no, you can just optionally remove a cape from certain outfits. I'm like, oh great. Oh, you didn't know that? You get dyes, and you can change the color of your clothes instantly. See? It's over here in your tinks. You can even switch the colors of individual gear pieces. And there's a lot of different colors. So, like, you can instantly switch the color of your... Oh, see, I just got another one. You can instantly switch the color of your gear. Yeah, a little bit. Ah, you bitch. Oh well. I actually need to go to the underworld anyway.
Softly across the sand. We're gone. Mother. I'm so sorry.
And this right here is where you get the Bowl of Revelation. That allows you to get boss weapons. Which is vital to my build because I'm going to be using Pieta's weapon. Oh, shooting kids. Have you ever played the new Wolfenstein games? The New Order, the old Colossus, or I'm sorry, the New Order, the old Blood, the new Colossus? Well, you know the main chick, the main chick from that, the bad guy, god damn it, I can't remember her name, but she's like, Rudy, she's like the fucking creepy bitch, you scar her face up. Who plays her, plays the blacksmith Gerlinda in this game. Ah, oh well. I had to go into the underworld anyway to get these fuckers, so...
Damn sentinels! And said that... Insult to Gerlinda's skills. Waste of her time. So, you're not another of these fools. Good, that key. Hand it over. No one gets the better of Gerlinda for long, finally. Make a slave of Gerlinda? Ha!
You've made a slave of me.
You don't count. Doing an old grower a kindness. Aren't you a credit to your species?
That's right, you need the Pilgrim's Perch key you get later to open that.
So, you're starting to see through their lies. Church, crusaders, sentinels, corrupt hypocrites, butchers and madmen.
I love this performance by her.
The one true God stands on the verge of finally returning and restoring order to this broken world. And what do? Defy him. Fucking heretics. Name's Damaros. And I'm wondering if a deer might have a purpose for you. It takes strength to survive in this world, and Mornstead's no different. Adir's got no time for the weak, and neither should you. Cut them down and take what they've got for yourself.
She winds up being your merchant for if you're going infernal. That's how long you can record. I'm recording footage for when I make my Game of the Year video. You can only record at an hour at a time. Ah, well. I was a low health anyway. I just wanted to see if I could YOLO and do it. I'll get it this time. Especially since I have a shortcut right to the boss.